Just look at this beauty, these gardens, this color, this life. Welcome to Balboa Park in San Diego, California, with over 1,200 acres of gardens, museums, pathways, and trees. I wonder how many visitors actually stop and ask, how did all this get here? Who planted these trees? Who had the vision to see a garden where only scrubland and rock once was? Well, today we're going to answer that question, and the answer is beautifully a woman. And here she is, tucked away in a quiet corner near the Laurel Street entrance beneath the canopy of a jacaranda tree in full bloom, a bronze statue of Catherine Olivia Sessions, Kate Sessions, as she became known. You might walk right past her if you don't know to look. And honestly, that says something because inside this magnificent park, a park she literally created with her own hands, there is almost nothing that bears her name. No grand sign, no centerpiece, monument, just this quiet statue hidden beneath the purple blossoms of a tree she herself brought to San Diego. And right there is exactly why we're here today. To say her name, to tell her story, to honor the woman whose hands shaped the world we walk through. So come with me as we walk through this park and learn more about Kate's story. So that you understand, Kate Sessions was born in San Francisco in 1857. She grew up on a farm near Lake Merritt in Oakland, helping her mother in the garden, getting her hands in the soil from time to time when she was small. She was curious, brilliant, and determined. She enrolled in the University of California, Berkeley in 1877, and when she graduated with a degree in natural science in 1881, she titled her thesis, I Love This, The Natural Sciences as a Field for Women's Labor. In 1881, think about that for a moment, she was already claiming space for women in a field that didn't fully welcome them yet. So like so many women of her time, the doors to a science career weren't exactly wide open. So she did what educated women did. She became a teacher. And a friend invited her to come to San Diego in 1883 to teach eighth grade at the Russ School, which would later become San Diego High School. She packed up her life and she headed south. Now, here's the beautiful part of her story. She came as a teacher, but San Diego had other plans for her, or maybe her heart had other plans, because Kate Sessions could not stay away from plants. She left teaching just over a year, health issues, they say, but really, I think her true calling was pulling her in a different direction. By 1885, she was working in a nursery, and by 1887, she owned it. She never looked back. San Diego at the time was largely bare, dry, rocky brown. The scrubland you see in old photographs is almost unrecognizable compared to the lush, tree-lined city we know today. Kate saw something different. She saw a possibility. She saw what could grow here if someone had the courage and the vision to try. And in 1892, she made a deal that would change everything. She went to the city of San Diego and proposed something bold. She asked them to let her lease 30 acres of city park, what we now call Balboa Park, for her nursery. In exchange, she would plant 100 trees a year in the park and 300 more trees throughout the rest of San Diego every single year. The city said yes. Kate Sessions got to work. And over the next decade, she planted nearly 5,000 trees, cypress, pine, oak, pepper trees, eucalyptus. She traveled to Baja California to find palm trees not native to San Diego. She went to Europe on a horticultural journey. She brought back over 140 plant species from around the world and introduced them to Southern California. She introduced the jacaranda, that gorgeous purple flowering tree that now lines the streets all over San Diego. She brought poinsettias, birds of paradise, bougainvillea, orchid trees. She transformed a barren mesa into all of this. And she didn't stop at planning. Kate Session wrote hundreds of articles about gardening, and she taught horticulture to thousands of school children, going from school to school, getting young hands into the soil. She founded the San Diego Floral Association in 1906. She helped create the first Arbor Day in the city. She designed gardens and landscapes all across San Diego. She was a scientist, a businesswoman, and an educator, and an artist, all at once. And in 1935, at the California Pacific International Exposition held right here in Balboa Park, an entire day was dedicated to her, and she was officially named the mother of Balboa Park. She was 78 years old at the time. She had spent nearly 60 years of 12 and 14-hour days pouring herself into the city, into these gardens, and into this soil. Her friend George Marston said of her at a garden dedication that year, and I quote, "Botanically speaking, I would call Miss Sessions a perennial, evergreen and ever blooming." And I think that is perfect. Kate Sessions never married. She had no children. She gave herself only 2 vacations in 60 years of work. Now that's loving your work. And she was always involved in some kind of horticultural activity. She died in 1940 at the age of 82, having transformed an entire city with her vision, her courage, and her love of growing things. Here at the Kate Sessions Memorial Park in Pacific Beach, perched above the city on the slopes of Mount Soledad, she moved her nursery operations to this very area in the later years of her life. She even helped convince the city to build Soledad Road, the first road to the top of Mount Soledad, and then organized a tree planting ceremony when it was finished. Of course she did. She came to San Diego as a teacher. She stayed as a gardener. And she left us a living legacy that millions of people walk through every single day, most of them not knowing her name. So today we say her name, Kate Sessions, the mother of Balboa Park, a woman who saw a barren landscape and chose to believe in what it could become. That is the power of a woman with a vision, and her hands in the soil. My friends, this is the series, Gardens and the Women Who Grow Them. We will be bringing both legends like Kate Sessions as well as women of today who are getting their hands in the dirt and making a difference. And please remember to plant often, and my friends, to always, always, always do it with love in your heart. If you or someone you know, past or present, would be a good fit for Gardens and Women Who Grow Them, please reach out to me via email. The address is hello@growyouGirl.com, and be sure to subscribe for more of these to come.